So we were talking about when you're in a relationship, understanding that in a healthy relationship, there are characteristics that reflect love. There are characteristics that reflect understanding. There are characteristics that reflect compassion and patience, you know. And then in a toxic relationship, there's always going to be dissent. There's going to be almost a level of bitterness, a level of anger, resentment, rage, violence. Like, these are unhealthy attributes. These are unhealthy characteristics. And so just like with your natural body, when you feel pain, you know something's wrong. Especially if it's a reoccurring pain, that means there could be a deeper issue. So if in a relationship, it's always the name calling, it's always the fighting and all this stuff, something is not right. And so if you're in that situation, you have to get out of there. Now, in the previous live, someone had made a comment, and I'm sorry I did not see it. So if you get back on here, please go ahead and post your question. But you know, the example of true love is in 1 Corinthians chapter in the Bible. It says, love is patient, love is kind, love is not boastful, love is not proud, love keeps no record of wrongdoings, love believes all, gives all, and on and on and on and on. And so the measure of the love that we should give and the measure of the love that we should be looking for in our daily lives and in our relationships should be based on the way that God loves us. And so, number one, do you expose the secrets of the people that you love? You do not. You do not. You do not expose their secrets unless it's a situation that has to do with the law and, you know, and stuff like that. You know, those type of things are important because you're dealing with people's lives, you know, we're not going to aid and abet fugitives and all this other stuff. But like I said, with love, you cover one another, you encourage one another, you uplift one another. A healthy relationship is one where I give you my all, you give me your all, and we help to build each other up. And as Christians, you're doing it to represent the love of God in somebody else's life, right? As you receive the love, you're able to love others. And so that's the most powerful relationship. First of all, the relationship with you and God. And then we were talking about the Facebook Live couple who the husband went on live on Facebook Live and was like sharing all his ailments, all the things that she had done to him, like his side of the story. And then the wife came back to say her side, and then it ended up in tragedy. You know, he killed her, and then he killed himself. And it's so sad, you know, because the moment there's the toxicity is the moment you got to get up out of there. I remember my grandma, God rest her soul, like she's in heaven. I just thank God for her life. She was staying with us and we were caring for her. And she began to just throw up. Like, it was just weird. Like, she just threw up. And we're like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We had the emergency room because she wasn't really able to speak at that time. We rushed her to the emergency room, and they said, oh my gosh, her appendix bursted. She has a bursted appendix. We're going to do emergency surgery to remove the appendix from her body. And after she had the surgery, she was, you know, calm and recovering and able to go about her life. And so the same thing with the relationship. If y'all always got this craziness, beating each other up, fighting, throwing this, throwing that, you cheating, that, you got to get up out of that. That's not healthy. Get up out of there. Because it's better to leave with your life than for you to stay and y'all both dead. What is that? That's not healthy. That is not healthy. That is not a wholesome relationship. That is not an environment for you to be in. You want to be someplace where you're uplifting one another. Not to say you won't have disagreements, that you won't have disagreements, because all relationships have disagreements. but they're disagreements. It don't mean we fighting each other, we going toe to toe. I'm Wally mopping you, Molly whopping you. Yeah, that's what it's called. I'm beating you up, you're beating me up. No, it doesn't mean that. That is not love. That is not a healthy relationship. So if you're in that situation, you need to get up out of there. And that's all I wanted to share about that today. What's up, you guys? Bumblebee is chill. What's up, Ianis? Hello to you guys. I pray that all is well. What y'all doing today? Yesterday was Juneteenth, and so I did have a great time celebrating with my family. Juneteenth. That's a whole nother topic. I think I'm gonna go live on that tomorrow if I have time, or maybe now. But Juneteenth, it's amazing how many people in America are acting like Juneteenth is not like a real holiday, or they don't understand the reason why it's a holiday. That is very interesting, and I think I'll go live on that another day. But if that's it, if nobody has any questions, you guys have an amazing day. Remember to check out my book, Worth the Wait, Poems to Encourage Young Ladies in Abstinence Until Marriage, available on Amazon.com. Also, my singles, Psalm 91 and Raining. You can download them wherever you stream your music. And of course, you can check out the music video here on my YouTube channel, Sherice Lanae